Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Join the Patreon for this character sheet and a whole bunch more, and like and subscribe for better hats next time you play. Maybe. Today we're building Cad Bane, the coolest bounty hunter in Star Wars. I know the Mandalorians exist, but Cad has something that Boba, Jango, and Din don't. I won't spoil what it is though. I want you brimming with anticipation. Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, we need to kill Jedi. Shouldn't be too hard. They use swords instead of blasters for some reason. Next, our boots won't just be made for walking. They'll be made for flying. Finally, we'll get the rest of your bounty hunting toys. Can you imagine playing in the Star Wars universe and stopping at magic sword? For stats, we'll be using the standard point array from the player's handbook. Roll for stats if you want, just keep your multi-classing minimums in mind. Dexterity will be number 1. Shooting people is really good, and wearing heavy armor doesn't look as cool as a trench coat. Intelligence after that. If you're good at using good gear, you need good brain. Charisma next. Lying and scaring people requires you to be cool. Wisdom after that. You need some sharp senses to hunt people down. Constitution is a bit low. Jedi use swords. You fly. They will not hit you. We'll dump strength though. Toto can carry stuff for you, and I'm sure your trench coat has some pockets. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you pick the race that fits? Vidalcan on the Ritz. Vidalcan get +2 intelligence and +1 dexterity if those are the stats you want. Your Vidalcan disposition gives you advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. Sure, Cad Bane fails a Jedi mind trick, but only after 3 Jedi cast it on him at the same time. And also, he doesn't even fail, he's just annoyed. Tireless precision gives you proficiency with a skill or tool. We'll go for smith's tools and sleight of hand. Whenever you make checks with those, you get to add a d4 as well. Later, this is gonna make you the fastest gun in the galaxy. For now, it's still cool. Build your own background for stealth and perception proficiency. Both would be useful for a bounty hunter. I'd imagine you need a lot of skills for that. So let's start off as a rogue, giving you 4 skills from the rogue list, like deception, intimidation, acrobatics, and investigation, helping round you off to be a real scoundrel. You get expertise in 2 skills of your choice. I think sleight of hand and intimidation would be great, especially considering you get an extra bonus to sleight of hand from Vidalcan. Those are some really fast hands. If you can properly get the drop on an enemy, sneak attack lets you add a d6 of extra damage to an attack against them, provided you have advantage or another person fighting within 5 feet of them. It might not be honorable, but you don't get additional credits for honor. Second level rogues get cunning action, letting you dash, disengage, or hide as a bonus action, helping you move back to the range with your rather small HP intact. The goal will be to never get hit, so you don't have to worry about it. Third level rogues can choose a roguish archetype. Assassins excel at shooting first with assassination. That'll let you critically hit any surprised creature, and it gives you advantage on attack rolls against creatures who haven't acted in initiative yet. So your 2d6 sneak attack damage bumps up to 4d6 if they don't see it coming. It's a very fun combo. In later rounds, steady aim will give you advantage on weapon attacks as a bonus action as long as you haven't moved that round. Guess that would be best if we were hovering just outside of enemy range. 4th level rogues get an ability score improvement. Start boosting your dexterity to make sure all your hits hit hard. Jedi are jumpy little space frogs. They can be bothersome to pin down. Now, I believe we're rapscallion-y enough for now. Let's jump over to Artificer for some better gear. 1st level Artificers are magical tinkerers, letting you put tiny magical effects into tiny non-magical items, leave little messages and holograms to distract people before you get the jump on them. For cantrips, Shocking Grasp is a melee spell attack that deals 2d8 lightning damage and prevents the target from taking reactions. If anyone ever gets in close, tase them, then dash away for free as a bonus action. Now you're at a distance and they have to dash to catch up to you, or you can just keep moving back and shooting them if they don't get into melee range. Thorn Whip is a melee spell attack that deals 2d6 piercing damage with a 30-foot range and pulls creatures 10 feet closer to you if they fail. Probably not the best idea for you, but Cad Bane's got a grappling hook. I'm giving him a grappling hook. For your 1st level spells, Disguise Self lets you change your appearance for an hour, no concentration required. Creatures can see through it with an investigation check against your spell save DC, but if you're convincing enough, they won't even think to check. Then you hit them with a surprise critical hit sneak attack. It's great. Featherfall prevents up to 5 falling creatures from taking falling damage. Normally Cad Bane works alone, but if Toto falls, you might as well save them. It could be expensive fixing them up. You have to save your credits for hats. 2nd level Artificers get infusion, special items that make them better than the bounties they're hunting. Repeating Shot adds 1 to the attack and damage rolls of a ranged weapon, gives it unlimited ammo, and removes the loading penalty so you can spam shots without worry. Enhanced Arcane Focus adds 1 to the attack rolls with a spellcasting focus, and you can ignore up to half cover. Maybe Thorn Whip someone who's hiding behind a corner out into the open. That sounds pretty fun. Sending Stones are some rocky talkies, letting you cast sending between them for some communication with your patron. Goggles of Night let you see in the dark with your bad Vidalcan eyes, though that would cover up your beautiful red eyes, so probably take a different option. 3rd level Artificers can choose a specialty, and if you want to get guns akimbo, Artillerist is my favorite way to do so. That summons an Eldritch Cannon that can do one of 3 things. A Force Ballista fires a ranged spell attack that deals 2d8 3d8 force damage and pushes the target back 5 feet for an extra blaster. A flamethrower lets you force a dexterity saving throw on creatures in a 15-foot cone, dealing 2d8 fire damage to those that fail, half as much to those that succeed. I don't think Rancor are particularly dexterous, this should handle them pretty nicely. Or a protector, that'll give a creature within 10 feet of the cannon a d8 plus your intelligence modifier in temporary HP. It's the least CAD move. Go all out offense, it's just cooler. 4th level artificers get an ability score improvement, cap off your dexterity for a +6 modifier with repeating shot. It means you're just kind of better than everyone else. 5th level artillerists get an arcane firearm, adding a d8 of extra damage to one spell attack cast through it per round. That's some extra oomph on your taser glove, grappling hook, or blaster, if you want your blaster to be the Scorching Ray spell, which you get for free at this level as an artillerist. That fires 3 ranged spell attacks that deal 2d6 fire damage each. The extra d8 would only go on one of those, so pick your favorite Jedi, or I guess your least favorite Jedi. Shatter forces a constitution saving throw on creatures in a 10-foot radius, dealing 3d8 thunder damage to those that fail. Inorganic materials and creatures made of inorganic materials have disadvantage on that saving throw, so it's a great way to blow up a wall. Kinetic Jaunt lets you add 10 feet to your movement speed, you don't provoke opportunity attacks, and you can move through another creature's space without counting it as difficult terrain. So now you don't have to choose the disengagement option from cunning action, and you can dash away with 80 feet instead. It's a lovely little combo. Lots of lovely little combos. Obviously Cad Bane knows what he's doing. 6th level artificers get tool expertise, doubling your proficiency bonus for tools you're proficient with. That's thieves, tinkerers, disguise kits, and poisoners kits, all perfect for bamboozling goody two-shoes and getting to your mark. You also get 2 more infusions here. Cloak of Elvenkind gives you advantage on stealth checks, and creatures trying to make perception checks to find you have disadvantage. It's like super advantage for hiding. You'll practically be invisible. Gloves of Thievery add 5 to your sleight of hand checks and lockpicking checks, since you have expertise in both, and an extra d4 for sleight of hand checks. Those hands are going to be the fastest we've ever seen. 7th level artificers get Flash of Genius, letting you add your intelligence modifier to any skill check or saving throw of a creature within 30 feet of you, and amount of times per long rest equal to your intelligence modifier. Since you tend to be within 30 feet of yourself, that's just 3 things per day you can choose to be better at. 8th level artificers could make Flash of Genius better with an ability score improvement, but instead I want to kill things with the feat Sharpshooter. That lets you take a -5 penalty to your attack roll with a ranged weapon to add 10 to the damage roll. You can ignore all but full cover and fire at max range without disadvantage as well. All of this is good, but firing at max range is going to be very, very good later once we get some rocket boots. Sorry it's taking so long. Rocket boots are really good. Kind of have to be high level for them. 9th level artillerists get an explosive turret, adding a d8 to the damage of attacks with your Eldritch Cannon, and you can make it explode, forcing a dexterity saving throw on creatures within 20 feet of it, dealing 3d8 force damage to those that fail, half as much to those that succeed. The extra damage is probably going to be how I recommend using it, since that's a sharp shot with your action and 3d8 force damage with your bonus action. It's really consistent and should keep the pressure up even if you're outnumbered. For your 3rd level spells, we could grab Fly, but instead I'm going to grab Haste, letting you double your movement speed, add 2 to your AC, get advantage on dexterity saving throws, and an extra action to dash, disengage, hide, or make 1 more attack. Sneak attack is only for 1 attack per round, but sharp shots can go on every attack, and with repeating shot, you don't have to worry about loading. That's 32 damage per round just from your modifiers, and not counting an Eldritch Cannon attack as a bonus action. Bonkers. After the spell ends, you can't take actions or reactions, but it lasts for a minute depending on your concentration. The fight is not going to go that long, either because you've already won or someone hit you 1 time and you have no HP. Tiny Servant is another great option to make a tiny little mechanical buddy. The stats are in Xanathar's Guide to Everything. I can't get into them. I have too much stuff to do. I have too much stuff to do. 10th level artificers are magical item adepts, letting you tune up to 4 magical items at once and just in time for some new infusions. Winged boots give you a 30-foot flying speed for a minute at a time, though you can double that with haste to zoom around the skies. You can only use something like this for 6 hours per day. I'm not looking it up because you're never gonna hit a single hour. 1 hour of flight is 600 rounds of combat. You will not make it through 600 rounds of combat. Your constitution modifier is 0. The most important infusion of all, though, is the Cool Hat, which gives you advantage on initiative rolls and you can't be surprised while you're awake. It's technically called the Helm of Awareness, but I'm calling it the Cool Hat. Other edgy gun dude archetypes I dunk on for being basic, but for some reason I think Cad Bane is cool, and you know why? It's the Cool Hat. Cool Hat takes him from Bad Bane to Rad Bane. Let's get radder now with some more rogue levels. 5th level rogues get Uncanny Dodge, letting you reduce the damage of an incoming attack by half as long as you can see the source. Since the plan is just to hover outside of enemy range and shoot them, you're not not going to be using your reaction for opportunity attacks. Just keep the damage off and you can win a war of attrition. Even more so because you have 3d6 sneak attack damage and sharpshooter. 6th level rogues get expertise in 2 more skills. This time we'll go for deception and stealth, making disguise, stealth, and hiding fantastic ways to get your sneak attack off. With Cloak of Elvenkind, you have advantage plus 16 at this point, and enemies will have disadvantage on their check to find you. It's like you could steal a Jedi holocron and walk out of the temple because you were wearing a hoodie. 7th level rogues get evasion, letting you take half damage on failed dex saves and no damage on successful ones. More often than not, that will be no damage since you have plus 11 to dexterity saves and advantage if you're using haste. Pro tip, use haste. It's my favorite spell. I love it even more than 4d6 sneak attack damage. 8th level rogues get another ability score improvement, bump your intelligence for more accurate shots with your offhand eldritch cannon, better taser gloves, and better grappling hooks. 9th level assassins get infiltration expertise, letting you establish a new identity in an area by spending 7 days and 25 gold pieces. It's bad, one of the worst abilities in the game. I was thinking of going 12th level of Artificer for a spell storing item, but it's not like Cad gives Toto a flamethrower at any point, so I figured we'd stick it out for 5d6 sneak attack damage, especially since Assassinate is gonna regularly double that. Our capstone is the 10th level of Rogue for one last ability score improvement, cap off your intelligence modifier, so all of your tools are working the best they can. You've got to have your tools! Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, you can blast away with 2d10 plus 5d6 plus 32 damage from a pistol, followed by 3d8 force damage from your cannon to get around 69 damage with median rolls. Nice. Hovering out of enemy range is also very helpful, with 60 feet of flying speed while hasted and a range of 150 feet if you're using a pistol. Finally, you've got skills to pay the bills, expertise in 4 of them, and expertise in 5 tool proficiencies as well to solve things before the shooting starts. Unfortunately, if someone ends up with a way to hit you, it's not going to take them very long to bring you down, with a little over 100 HP depending on how you roll. You're also not very strong, so hauling things or pushing things could cause some problems. Finally, your bonus action is in high demand, with steady aim and your eldritch cannon both asking for that resource. But if you have 2 solid options, that's not really a bad thing. That's an embarrassment of riches. And with all these skills, Cad Bane will definitely be rich. Fly around, shoot people who didn't get a ranged weapon, and wear a cool hat. Just watch out for someone who can keep up with you. A little damage could throw the book at you. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. We make 2 videos every week. Join the Patreon for this character sheet and a whole bunch more, and sub to Tulok and Mango for more Tulok fun.